Shalom. All praise goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, Grand Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Don't feel elect. Low and part of that number. I'm Brother Kara Allah. And this is a quick lesson. Lord will always be edifying. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. Right? And the Lord said he sent for many fishers, all right, that shall fish them. Okay, and that's talking about men. Okay. The elect, the 144,000, all right, along with the rest of the 1/3. Okay. Because how are you fishing for men on the highways and the byways? Okay. On the net. All right. So you're fishing, which the internet, the net, all right, the fishing, the word is the net. Okay. Because the YouTube does a lot of YouTube and the internet does a lot of heavy lifting. All right. But really the main thing to do is to be out there on the highways and byways, all right, on the street corners. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. Real quick before I continue on, let me jump to I'll jump to Luke 5:5. All right, and I'll come back to Jeremiah real quick. This is Luke chapter 5. All right, I'll start at 3. It says, and he entered into one of the ships, which was Simon's, and prayed him that he would thrust out a little from the land, and he sat down and taught the people out of the ship. Now when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, launch out into the deep, and let down your nets for a draught. And Simon answering said unto him, Master, we have toiled all the night and have taken nothing. All right. So they've worked. All right. Simon. Okay. Which Simon was the actual fisherman. He worked. Okay. All day and night and caught no fish. Nevertheless, at thy word, I will let down the net. And when they had this, it says, when they had this done, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their net break. All right, so they caught many fish, and they beckoned unto their partners which were in the other ship, and that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the ships, so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Yahushai's knees, saying, depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. Right, because Simon knew that the fish was although they did the work, it was the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, that they caught the fish. It continues to say, for he was astonished at and all that were with him, and the draught of the fishes which they had taken. And so was also James and John, the sons of Zebedee, which were partners with Simon. And Yahushua said unto Simon, fear not, from henceforth thou shalt catch men. All right. And since then, those men became prophets. Okay. Which means what? Sent forth. All right. To catch men. Catch men with the word. With the belief, the faith. Okay. Now when you fishing, it's actually a thing of patience. All right. That's why Simon said, listen, I toiled all day and night. All right. And caught nothing. And that's a spirit, because sometimes when you're out there on the highways and byways, You could be out there 8 hours and no one stops to listen. All right. But this goes to show you it's not through men, okay, that brothers come into the truth and brothers wake up, but it's through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. I'm gonna have to go to another scripture from there. I'll go to 1 Corinthians. All right, I know I'm jumping around. Okay, 1 Corinthians 3. All right, and 6. It says, I have planted Apollos. Just going into Paul and Apollos now. It says, because you had men that instead of putting their faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, they put their faith in the Lord's men. In this case is Paul, Apollos, right? This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 6. It says, I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, of course, gave the increase. All right. So here it is, they did all the work. But if anything happens, if there's any growth, all right, because this truth is a thing of growth. If there's any growth, you got to thank Yahweh Hashem Yahshua for that. Okay. Same thing with fishing. If you catch any fish, you got to thank the Lord. If you make any accomplishment, you got to thank the Lord. If a brother comes into the truth, you got to thank the Lord. It's not a thing. You have to be proud to say, you've done something. All right. This is Romans, all right, chapter 14 and 5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Okay. Going back to fishing men. All right. It's not a forceful thing to join the truth, because you don't need. It's not a thing of being a part of a camp. If the spirit is on you to push the word and you learned it, right? You learned it from who? The Lord's dealing with Yahweh, the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is dealing with the men of GMS, the apostles and the elders, and we know this through the spirit. Okay, so if you learn, and men teaching in like manner. Now, if you learned this truth and the spirit is on you to teach it, then you don't need a camp or other men. All right, you go out there in the highways and byways and you fish. All right. The same way the same way you heard the word or you took that bait is the same way you set that bait back out. Okay? Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. And when you read, now I said that, let me go ahead and go to Revelations chapter 3, verse 20. Right? Going straight to the point. It says, behold, I stand at the door and knock, right? And that door is your mind. Yahweh Shai is at the door, your mind. If any man hear my voice and open the door, right, hear his voice, his men out there and on the highways and byways speaking. All right? I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. Right. And that's when you start to learn the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. All right. Now you start to learn the name, the ways of the Heavenly Father and the Son, and the way you should be living. All right. So that's what it is, man. It's not us really. It's the Lord supping with you through us. Or I don't want to say, I'll say through the men of the Lord, through the prophets. All right, Lord will, Lord will, I'm part of that number. So with that being said, let me just jump back to Jeremiah. A lot of jumping here, but you know that's how it is. Jeremiah 16 and 16, right? And it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them." And after, right, and that's the time period we in right now. That's the season we in. When you read about when you read when you read, go up in the scriptures, it speaks about it's a time and seasons for everything. All right. So right now, this is the time for fishing, the time for waking up. All right. Lifting up that voice like a trumpet, giving out that warning. All right. It says, "And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." Now, you all know what hunters do. All right. It's a violent act to hunt. Okay. Here it is. Fishing is peaceful because you don't want to scare the fish away. Okay. But now hunting, that's totally different. And how we going to hunt is through the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. Mainly putting that giving his men the spiritual power. All right. To hunt, man. Like how you see lions hunt, cheetahs hunt. Okay. And who is going to be hunted? The wicked. All right. Starting with Esau, the so-called white man, Esau. I probably got flagged for that. And these heathen nations and 2/3 of our own people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who really, we say so-called because really you're Israelites according to the Bible, but you want to be wicked. All right. You have your time. You had time to wake up. You've been warned. All right. Now your punishment is gonna fall upon you. And that's the judgment that the men of the Lord, we don't want to get caught up in that, man. Lord will, we don't want to get caught up in that. So we're doing the works. We're doing the Lord's will, man. All right. So it says, and they shall hunt them. It says, and afterward I send for many hunters, right? Real quick, I'm gonna jump Psalms 58. All right, Psalms 58. I know brothers know where I'm going. 58 and 10. Okay. It says, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance." Right. Whose vengeance? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And when he brings that judgment, all right, we're going to be happy, man. We're going to be happy because a lot of our own people deserve death. All right. The wicked deserve death. All right. And we're going to be happy when the Lord brings his vengeance. It says, "He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked." All right. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Okay. How is the elect going to be doing this? By way of spiritual powers. So that a man shall say, "Verily, there is a reward for the righteous." Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth. Okay, because the same men you see on the highways and byways, you count them as fools. All right, those are the same men that the Lord is going to be dealing with in those end times. All right. It said, he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Yeah, man. So that's pretty violent. There's no getting around that. All right. When those lions and lioness, all right, and those alpha animals of the wild, when they go hunting, you know, when they get to eating, all right, they mouth get bloody, they pause, and they don't care because they got their kill. All right. It's a vicious thing. But that's what's going to happen to a lot of these people. Jeremiah 51:20. Jeremiah chapter 51. Verse 20. Go. All right. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms." All right. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. Okay, so the Lord's going to use his men. All right. Also, okay, to bring judgment to these different nations and kingdoms. Okay. So let me just jump back to Jeremiah 16:16 and finish it off. And that'll be the lesson. This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Continuing on, it says, "Send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from the mountains and from every hill," which are going into these different governments, all right? It says, "and out of the holes of the rocks," which are going into these, different churches and, churches and, the holes of the rocks, man. It's going to different churches, police departments, things of that nature. All right. But basically, there'll be no hiding, no escape. All right. No one's going to be, not judged. All right. No one's going to be safe, man. If you're not a part of that number, all right, if you're not part of the elect, all right, you're not going to be safe. So with that one, so praise goes to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Hakwadash, double honors to the apostles and those great millstone. Citations to Akim. Lowell's lessons edifying. With that, shalom.